Hello guys! One of the most legendary traders of the last century, Jesse Livermore, made his fortune by following trends. If you have not read Reminiscences of a Stock Operator, I definitely recommend it. And that got me thinking, what are the major trends right now? The ones that could shape the next 5, 10, maybe even more years. So I decided to define them for myself and more importantly, choose the companies I want to bet on. And the first one is very obvious. It's artificial intelligence. It's not a secret, everyone knows about artificial intelligence and we are already more or less in the middle of it. It's not early anymore, but at the same time, it still feels like we are just in the beginning of the trend. And this trend is going to last for years, that's for sure, and I want to be part of it. So out of all direct and indirect players, I choose the player which is called AMD. Why not a leader, Nvidia? Because after such a massive growth and already huge margins, a company of that size is almost guaranteed to see slower growth rates going forward. AMD, on the other hand, is still gaining the momentum. And I personally believe their revenue and profit growth will actually accelerate in the coming years, especially with the new MI 450 chip series coming this summer. The next trend is partly connected to AI, but also much bigger. It's energy. We are talking about growing demand, electrification, infrastructure, everything. The world needs more power. Simple as that. For this trend, I choose a very specific player. The company called Cadeler. They focus on offshore wind turbine installation. Right now, they have a fleet of 10 vessels with one more coming very soon. And they are planning to expand to 14 vessels by 2030-2031. In their latest report, they mentioned that 2027 is already fully booked. That alone tells you a lot about the demand. And what I like even more, the sentiment around the wind energy dropped recently, especially after political shifts in the United States. So for investors, that creates opportunity in my opinion. Because if you look at Europe and Asia, offshore wind is still a major priority in coming years. Another potential company I'm watching in this space is Prysmian Group. They benefit directly from electrification. They produce power cables and also install them, including subsea cable projects. And they even have their own fleet of cable laying vessels. The only downside that I dislike is that it's an Italian company, so there are some extra costs related when buying the stock, so you have to pay some extra tax on it. But if I get a good entry point, I'm definitely interested. And the third trend is something completely different: the fight against obesity. This market could reach around $190 billion by 2035. And right now, there are basically two main players in this field. It's US-based company Eli Lilly and the Danish Novo Nordisk. They are direct competitors. At the moment, I personally prefer Novo Nordisk. Why? Because it's currently so much hated stock. Everything that could go wrong kind of did. Trade tensions, change in the CEO, strong competition, lower sales expectations, pressure on margins. As a result, the stock dropped close to 2017 levels. So the question is, what else could realistically push it much lower? At the same time, the company is still expanding. They are entering new markets, launching new products, and increasing production capacity through acquisitions. And right now, it's no longer just a growth stock as it used to be. It's starting to look more like a value company with around of 5% dividend yield and ongoing share buybacks, but with the potential to recover quite a lot. Also, the market itself is so big that even these two companies combined probably won't be able to meet the total demand. So, these are three main trends I'm focusing on: AI, energy, and healthcare, especially obesity treatment. And with the current global situation, I think we are getting some really interesting opportunities to enter or to add to the existing positions. And what about you guys? Did you add anything to your portfolio recently? Or maybe you sold something? Please tell me in the comments. And please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel if you did not do so. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.